Let's have a little laid back crafting session. I don't really have any real plans today, but by Jove, look at this. I have got more stuff, like little bits and pieces and scraps and things than any one person ought to have on their desk at any given time. And I just want to turn it into something useful, and so I don't really have a clear plan. Crafting without a plan again. But hopefully it'll turn into something cute. I still have a lot of scraps that I was given that I would like to turn into something, you know, and use them up. I have this basket that I barely touched back when I mentioned it first. And then I also have a few things in this bag here. I don't want to crinkle it, and it's making a glare. That could be altered. There's some postcards, some playing cards, and some recipe cards, and I don't know, it just seemed like they'd make really good bases for something. So without any more hesitation, let's get started, and you can craft along or you can get comfy and watch along, whatever you decide. So let's go ahead and get cracking right after this. It really ought to be a criminal act to have this much stuff, all of these little bits and pieces laying all over your desk. In fact, this little packet that I pulled out, I don't even know what all's in there, but it will be fun to find out, won't it? Okay, so I don't know, it's just kind of driving me nuts, and yet at the same time I just want to be productive and make something. This little stack is just plain bases and neutral things, so they could be backs for something. My first thought, this is the back of a card. There's the message on it. My first thought though was maybe I can just start using up some of these and turning them into collage. You know, just like collage tags or something. I do need to get some of those made. I also have, this was a piece cut off of an envelope, so it could be turned into like a little tuck spot tag thing. And then this is what they give you when you drop off at the UPS store when you have an Amazon return, but it's a sticker. And I wondered if I couldn't just make something different out of it and decorate it up, and then it would be a sticker to put on a page. This is, I've seen somebody else do something very similar. She does like a stack of sticker thing, and I can't remember who the creator was that came up with that concept, but if you go to YouTube and just look up stack a sticker, her name will come up. And then also I know that Kathleen Maurer does some of those. It's really interesting. So I thought, well, why not? It is a sticker and I can just stick it on a page, right? I can't see my screen to see if I'm in frame or not, so I brought it in here just a bit. Oh, my dog is barking again. She hates it when I have my door shut to record and my husband has his office door shut. We have got a gray, rainy, gloomy day out there. It's nice. There's no inversion making it icy cold. So it's nice that there's actually rain, but boy, it is really gray and cloudy, and it's only 2-something in the afternoon. That may not sound like a big deal to a lot of you if you live where there's rain, but I live in a place where there's not rain. So, you know, any rain is appreciated. We're grateful for that. All right, so let's start. I'm gonna have to, I got even little Christmassy things here, which I would definitely like to turn into something. I'm gonna start by covering this over, but I like the back. The back is nice writing space, so we'll just see out of all of these little pieces what we can do. Because I even have these, which are a little bit bigger, better sized. And we'll just see what we can do. And this one could probably be 2 tags. It looks like I didn't cut it straight across the top, but it is straight. That's the actual top, isn't it? Are you straight? You don't look straight? I'm gonna straighten that up, hold on. Yeah, it's weird, it was just kind of crooked. This is a piece with like a marble pattern. It looks like a blank envelope, but it's not. Okay, so let's start. This has a little fold right there, so I'm gonna put that on this edge. And use some of this. I know I said I wanted to practice using more neutrals, and I definitely do. However, I also want to use up the scraps on my desk. This is I wanted to put it in that corner, but there we go. That has words on it, so they need to be able to read them, right? And try not to think too much. Oh, let's cover up lustful and sensual. We don't want that on there. Good grief. My, what kind of a channel is this? Holy cow. Okay, these are just little pieces I had cut out of a hymnal. Need some more color. Let's see, what else we got? This is more of a neutral kind of a thing. I'm gonna put those over there. I'm just gonna go digging. I'm gonna dig. No. Isn't it weird how you can have all this stuff that's driving you nuts and yet you sit down to use it and none of it seems quite right? Why is that? That can't actually be the case, can it? That it's not right? Let's see, I do want to use one of these. I just don't know if those pinks match up. They don't, but we'll match with this one over here. And then I just have all these little focal points and stickers and stuffs. Okay, this might work. Oh, hello. One went a little crazy on me. I could be using my tear ruler, I might, but right now I'm in too big of a hurry to be worrying about it. Let's see, let's try. I put this up here and you right here. Let's just tear that off so we don't accidentally lay that down. Not to be a prude or anything, but I mean, seriously, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants that on their stuff. I'm gonna let it overlap because when I trim, it'll take off some of that border there. And now that I have this here with this isn't enough. It's not dark enough for me. Oh, I have doily though. That might work. Just a little scrap. That just might do it. Okay, color. I need a color. Okay, this one, this one may end up being it. That one's not wide enough, but I mean, it'll do, right? Okay. Should we ink the edges? What are you guys' thoughts? And I need my glue book out, or a glue page of some sort. Glue page right there. Yeah, so I'm just having a real lazy start to my day. I did not get up and get moving very quickly, and before I knew it, it was like 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh, oops, better get busy. We had our small group over last night for our Bible study time, and hey, where's that new brayer? Here it is. And I have been in the mood to make fudge since Christmas. And I just haven't, because I just haven't had time. Did anybody else's Christmas time just fly by in a blur? It's ridiculous. I think we'll go with the inking on this one. It just went so fast. I never even felt like I had time to take it all in, and then it was over. And then of course, I think I told you it was a little bit different because we wound up going to my daughter's house, and my oldest daughter and her husband couldn't come, and you know, it was just different. So I didn't end up decorating. And we only had our tree up for like 3 weeks, and just everything. That is not down where I need it to be. I wonder, what are the chances we can pull that up and reposition? Not very good, because we brayered it. So, yeah, it just didn't feel like Christmas, and so I just went ahead and made my fudge now, because it's sometimes when I get an inkling to actually make something. First of all, since cooking has become less than enjoyable for a variety of reasons. I am not even in frame. I'm so sorry. Cooking's not really been fun. It's been more of a chore for a number of years. And so now when I get the urge to make something, we go with it, because because I'm excited about it. And maybe if over time we keep acting on the impulse, or, you know, reinforcing the idea that cooking can be fun, then maybe, I'm going to move this down here because it covers up that spot better, and maybe we'll just reposition some of this. Then maybe cooking will become fun again, you know? I can retrain my brain to think, oh, it's not that bad, it'll be fun. If it's not fun for Mom, it's just not fun. If Mama ain't having fun, ain't nobody having fun. Let's see, where did that one scrap go that I was putting right here? Oh, is that it? No. Where'd you go, little scrap? Because I need you back. Oh, maybe this was it. Does that have the, yeah, that is it. So now everybody's getting repositioned just because I put that in the wrong spot. Sorry, I'm a little croaky. Yeah, so just not really getting up and getting after it today, but I got after it a lot yesterday, so. Today I need to do my video, trying to film some ahead so I can have a life outside of the studio. Hopefully a lot of things coming up that we will all find fun. I will find fun. I use the word fun a lot, but you know what? It's kind of my personality. It's one of those things that motivates me, is to have fun. Let's see. Now maybe that music piece will work. Let's take a little scrap. I'm going to ink the whole thing, but I'll probably end up layering under something else. Yeah, I don't know exactly when this will air, but maybe you guys can tell me what you're working on. Yeah, I got anything interesting happening? I wonder if I can just take this little scrap right here. Hopefully I don't go too far. And just cover up that little spot right there. That would be good, don't you think? Maybe I can make the flower show. I don't know. Okay, let me, I can also do that. Let's get this one laid down. I'm going to line up the straight edge with the straight edge. And I'm sorry if I'm jiggling the camera. Okay. So I'm going to get some of the edges, but not all here, because I'm going to want to layer under it, which is a technique that I've watched Joey DeFee do. She pretty much just glues in the center and leaves the edges loose so that she can slide papers under if she wants to, which interesting. Then you go back and just tack down the edges that you need to be glued down, and it works really well for her, and I always forget to do that, but it's a very effective technique. Let's see, straight edge to the straight edge. Straight, kind of. This is going to show if it's not, because those lines, those vertical lines, sorry, I'm bringing it up to my eyeballs where I can see. And maybe you could go there. That's psychotherapy. I don't know that I need it to say psychotherapy. Let's line that up so we can cut that off. Do this, and I kind of want this to be more irregular, so it was too straight. And then if he goes there, then where do you want to go? Because I want it kind of underneath. I don't know that that flower is going to peek out, truthfully. Not much, anyway. You know what, that's okay, because it's going to end up with a piece of doily on it anyhow. Okay, let's put that one down. So I'm still trying to understand collage. I mean, it's been a while. It's not something I ever was like naturally did or thought about doing, so just I don't mind watching people do it sometimes. There was a stage there though where it seemed like everybody was only collaging, that's all they did, and that got old. But at the same time, I like what they come up with, and so just trying to work on how to do it so it looks pleasant, because when I do it, sometimes it just looks really patchy. So if you guys have any tips on collage, please share them, because I am not a naturally born collager. Collage artist. I like it though. I like how it looks when they're all done. So I think I'm gonna put this like right maybe here. How do we want it to go? Maybe like that. And then I'm gonna try to see if we can get those edges highlighted or inked, however you want to say that, so that they stand out on the page. There. Sniff. So I got contacted by Your Creative Studio again to do another unboxing. So at some point we will have that. It may show before this video, it may have already shown, or it may show down the line. I don't know. Oh, I kind of like, I want this lace edge here to really stand out. I don't know if it does or not. To put some glue right there so it will catch. Okay, gotta be careful, I don't want to tear my doily. And then there's a little edge there that needs to, I don't know if the brayer will make it worse or better. Huh. Look at me brayering away. Ooh, squeaking, sorry. Ugh, that's no good. Let me do it from the back. Maybe that's why they got rid of it. Have to put some WD-40 on it. Okay. Ugh, sticky. Okay, let's trim the edges. See what we got. This was roughly about a 5 1/4 inch square. So my tags are going to end up being about 5 by 2.5 or so. 2 3/8, 5/8. We'll see when we cut it. Yeah, what else should we chat about? Dinner. Ooh, I've been knocking it out of the park lately. I had risotto with butternut squash and some sausage. Oh my goodness, it was so good, and I wanted to make it in the crock pot. So that, I found a recipe finally that I liked, and then I changed it all around to suit my taste. As I am in the habit of doing. Okay, there we go. So let's cut this in half and get us a couple tags. 5 1/4 would be 2 3/4. No, 2 5/8. Let's see, that's roughly, ooh, look at me. Okay, let's trim. Come here. Yeah, so that was really good. What else have I made recently that was really good? I don't know. Maybe the joy of cooking is coming back. I don't know. Okay, these are going to need a focal point. But yeah, it was really nice to make the fudge. I made a really good chocolate fudge, and then I made a peanut butter fudge. I used to make fudge all the time. Okay, where's my cap? I need you. I used to make fudge a lot for Christmas gifts back when we were first married. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside for a moment. Where am I gonna put them? Let's put them over there, and then let's cover up some of these. And start with that one. So it was nice to make them, but boy, now I still have chocolate and peanut butter fudge left over. And I know my husband and I do not need to eat a half a pound of fudge, which I like to eat fudge when I'm on vacation too. It's kind of a indulgence when I'm on a trip, because usually, you know, in places that are more touristy, there's always a fudge shop. What is that? That must be ink. Okay. Always a fudge shop in the tourist towns. I guess I don't really need to ink that in because I'm either going to trim it off or ink it when I finish. Ink it, you know, when I go around the edges. So yeah, I'm trying to remember what else have I been making. Oh, I made, okay, so I think I mentioned at one point I'm getting into trying Indian food more, which is not really something I've tried a lot. And then we went to Indian food. We had gone around Christmas time with a friend, and then went again with my niece and her husband, my niece and nephew, whom I love. And they've been going to this one place that they said, we've been here like 5 times this month. I said, you should get a punch card. But anyway, so I was trying different things, but I made the butter chicken, and then I made, have I made anything else? I'm gonna try to make chicken biryani. Biryani, is that how you say it? I have no idea. I think I don't want to go as dark as walnut stain. Let's go vintage photo on these. Now that I've got the glue on it, yes, let's get that on our inker, shall we? So yeah, I'm gonna try another one of those. I did try the butter chicken myself, and then trying to remember, gosh, I don't know. I made a really good bean soup that I love. It's one of my favorites. And it's got ham, and then you soak the beans, and I soaked the beans extra long because they were a little bit old, so I didn't want them to be tough. And then I did it in the crock pot for 8 hours, and oh my gosh, the beans were so buttery and soft, and oh my goodness, it just went down so smoothly, so nice on a cold winter's day. It's called Wintry Day Bean Soup. Like I said, you can use, I'm sorry about the squeak. Squeak alert! Why are you doing that? Am I pushing too hard? I thought that was the point with a brayer. You can use ham, or you can use sausage, you know, like Polish sausage. So I like to use it. I like to make it when I have ham leftovers. So it was really good. Really, really good. Made my tummy so happy. And what else? I don't know. That's enough talking about food. I mean, food is fine, but I'm not a foodie. I'm learning. I finally figured out, but I think I married one, so I kind of got caught up in that for a long time. But truly, my natural state of being is that I just eat food because it tastes good, and I'm hungry, but I don't need to get all caught up in it, you know. Let's try this brayer. There we go. Let's see, what shows have I been watching? Ooh, we watched the Knives Out Glass Onion show. That was interesting. That was good. If you haven't seen the first Knives Out, definitely go see that. And then, oops, this is not tearing how I like. Go see that one, and then watch the Glass Onion one. That was really good. Nice, unexpected ending, as usual. It's really good writing, and they're not the typical They're not typical mystery plot, I guess you could say. You always have a little surprise. And this one had several, so that was really fun. Okay, I'm inking. Oops, move along, butterfly. Not inking, I'm gluing. Sorry. Sometimes when you have a lot of pieces, it's helpful to just do more than one at a time. I'm gonna put it slightly over the edge so that when I trim, there we go, it will come out straight, although I could fold it. I really like this paper. This was one that was of the scraps that was given to me, and I don't have any like it, but I'd like to. I'd love to have some like that. Let's ink up that one. I don't know how many of these other edges will actually end up being shown. I figure they'll get covered up probably. Let's see, what else we got? I don't know. I don't know what else we got to chat about. What have you guys got to chat about? Anything interesting happening in your world? Let's see, let's figure out here. There's this little scrap of pink. Do I want pink? I don't know. I have a lot of music and a lot of plain scraps. I suppose I could put this piece of ledger. Ledger would look good, and there's some green on this one, so that would be kind of nice. So let's, which side does it matter? Nah. Let's tear here and leave the straight edge, but then tear a little bit here. It's funny because sometimes when I sit and think about recording my videos, I have lots of things to tell you, but then I sit here and they're gone. They leave my head, or they're irrelevant or something sometimes. Let's see. Let's put this here. Oh, I was gonna say I've been slow to answer comments, but I think by the time this airs, that won't be the case anymore. So that doesn't matter. I meant to mention that in my last video and I forgot. Is that weird to have that like that? Probably. I'm gonna save it because I think it'll be nice to cover up something. I have this, it fell off of something, I have no idea what. But it fell off. I was like, oh, that's an interesting design. Let's save it. So I did. Looks like the flap of an envelope, doesn't it? So now I'm gonna have to decide if this is better than like using the card as a scraper. What else have I got over here? Not this one. Turquoise. It keeps popping up in the scraps. Do I want that one? Should I put that over here? Nah, it doesn't go. But I'm thinking maybe I want this bigger one instead. Some of the most effective collaging I've seen is where they kind of do a third, like a piece here, and a piece across the top. So they only use 3 pieces on the base. But this one's so big, I don't think that's probably the best strategy, because I'd be using ginormous pieces, and then I'm going to cut these down probably. We'll see. We'll see what we do. Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably cut them all into half-size tags. They're a little bit thicker too, so it's a shame you can't can't feel what I can feel, you know? That you can't feel it right along with me, because that helps. Now, I'm looking at this one. I wanted to use it with that one. But also, at the same time, I was wondering if I could tear out that heart and put it on here. But then when I cut it in half, well, I guess if I made a long skinny tag, it would cut the heart in half. Interesting. I don't know. Now I thought I knew, but now I don't know. Let's keep looking. Looking through the scraps. Got these two. Let's see. Let's just, if I leave that there, yeah. But I don't want it straight across the top. So working in silence, sorry. Maybe I should speed it up, I don't know. We'll see how long we go in silence, and if it's too silent for a while, then I'll speed it up. Oops, forgot to ink. Rats. Our daughter called us last night. I don't know, having trouble sleeping. I kept waking up, and it was like 4 a.m. I'd only gone to sleep at midnight, so I always get annoyed when that happens. I'd already woken up 3 times, but it was advantageous in the end because our daughter called us and her smoke alarm was going off, and it was making her dog a little crazy. So she's like, I don't know what to do. My husband's gone. He's out of town. We're like, well, unfortunately, as is the habit of smoke alarms, they like to go off at 2 a.m. I'm going to use my scissors on this just so that it doesn't tear off too much of the actual paper. So you have to go get on the stool, and you have to make sure you have a 9-volt battery, because if you don't, it's going to be a long night and your dog is going to be crazy. Why do they always go off at 2 a.m.? She said, I've been laying here Googling it and just watching YouTube videos, and I learned that it's pretty common for them to go off at 2 a.m. because that's when the temperature in the house typically changes, and then somehow or other that affects the battery and it's more sensitive, so it goes off. I'm like, oh, well, that explains that, but it doesn't make it any less irritating, does it? Okay, there's that one. Let's trim around. So yeah, it's funny because Tom walked her through what to do, but let me tell you, when it's going off in the middle of the night, guess who is the one who actually ends up changing it? Me, not him. It's like, oh yeah, your dad will tell you, even though he never does it. I think like the last 3 times they've gone off, either he's been out of town or he's been so sound asleep. He's just not waking up, and then I'm cranky, but oh well, I figure while I'm up, the dog usually will wake me up. She's like, hey, hey, she'll get her little paw and she'll tap me. She's like, hey, there's a noise. Wake up your dad. No, it's gotta be you, Mom. Her preferences. I don't know why I'm inking the whole thing, but it looks pretty. Okay, let's put something on you. How many minutes we got? How long we been going? Okay. I like this paper. This is cool paper. What was I just saw something though that made me think of right here. Ooh, a sticky. Why are you sticky? That's weird. I wonder, let me try this. Sometimes this works. And today is one of those times. Hooray! This is damp, so you know, it's kind of you're taking a chance there. What else did I have? Oh, I have this. And oh, I have this. Yes. And I have this. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Now we're in business. Okay, ink. I'm leaving this edge straight because it will very likely have something over it, so it won't matter. Nice, okay. That's what we want. Trying to make sure I'm in frame for the gluing. Yeah, so I was like, pro tip, always have at least 2 9-volt batteries on hand, because chances are one is going to go off and you'll need one, and then the next time you're least expecting it, the second one will go off very shortly thereafter. She's like, okay. Anyway, her dog was all cuddled up with her, and just, you know how they do. It hurts their little ears, so it's very sharp. I mean, it hurts my ears too. She says, so I got up and I hit the test button, and we were like, oh, never do that. She's like, yeah, I know. It really scared Annabelle. And then her dog is Annabelle. And then apparently it was down in their basement. And she said, well, I was a little afraid to go down there by myself. And she goes, but I did. And so Annabelle, which is where the noise was, and Annabelle doesn't like the basement, but it's also kind of her safe space. So she followed her down there, and she's like, but this is where the noise is coming from. Then Annabelle retreated upstairs to a chair she's not allowed to sit on. Camille says, I just kind of went with it because I felt sorry for her. I'm like, yeah, she knows who the softie is. Definitely. She knows which side the bread is buttered on. Oh, there we go. Do I want burgundy? This is the one I paired up with that when I was doing those page bases. I don't know, I feel like that's too dark for what I want. Let's see. Got all kinds of little scraps in here. I could do nature book page. Oh, did I have a scrap of dictionary? I don't think I do. These are all cardstock, they're too thick. I would like book page. I think we're gonna have to just grunge it up. So that one's too dark. Or I can look in this other pile. Excuse me, I'm gonna bring it closer to me so you won't see what I'm seeing, but I'll be faster. How's that? These are all more cardstock scraps too, but they're smaller. So maybe there's a paper one in here that will do. I just had some paper pieces on my desk that I was, yeah, there they are. Hello. Let's see, I needed a long skinny one. There we go. What about that? Is that too much of that color? I mean, for a second, we can try this one. I like the, yeah, let's go with this one. We're gonna tear it down, of course. Should we keep the hotel? Let's see, where do we want to tear that? Right about there. And I actually am going to bring in the tear ruler because I want it to be straight and not lose too much of the area because I've got a big space to cover here. Ugh, mess, mess, mess. Can't work in chaos. Let's see, okay, so we need to do you. I think we'll be okay. Let's see. So that was daughter number 2, the younger daughter. She and her hubby bought a house a couple years ago, right when the market was very hot, and they got their house, but they paid way more than they should have, unfortunately. But they'd been married 4 years and living in rentals that whole time. So, you know, I kind of want this to be on here just to break that up, which means now I need to tear that edge, even though I didn't think I wanted to. Yeah, so she's like, well, we've had them go off before and we just take them off. I'm like, well, so how are you supposed to stay safe in the event of an emergency? Don't tell the fire inspector. He'll come unglued. I'm going to toss this. This is all icky now. Ooh, I have these too. I just used ink on them and just kind of grunged them up. Okay, that's not it I need. How can it be so hard to get a glue page? This one has weird images on it, so it won the dubious honor of becoming a glue page. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to put it maybe at kind of a angle, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. All right, well, my timer tells me we've been doing this too long. So I did not decorate, but I got some bases done. Not very many. Let me cut them in half. We'll see what kind of tags we get, because I need to make a bunch of tags. So that's part of what inspired this. And also I don't have the backs on here, so I need to get some backs. I'm wondering what if this is kind of nice for other things, but what if I back that? I just think it's nicer to write on something else. Okay, backs, tag backs. I have a whole baggie full of options. See, tag backing. Some of them are thick enough I could just make them into the base for the tag. You know, there's that one. This came out of a book. Let's do these. There we go. That's what we're doing. And I think the thing is, I'd love to keep that thing that says notes, but if I cut these in half, it won't say that anymore. Well, I guess it would say it on one side, wouldn't it? All right, it'll just run down the side of the tag. Okay. I want my glue to go faster. Faster gluing, please. Just like that there. And we'll get these backs on and we will cut them down, and then next time we can decorate. It'll be fun. Oh, this is, uh-oh, pulling up and dripping on my page. No, thank you, Art Glitter Glue. Good grief, what is up with all these glue bottles? Like to... Sorry, you know me, I can't waste even a milligram of my glue. Okay, so let's do this one, because it so far is not squeaking. Isn't that cool? And then you can kind of see the recipe peeking through. And are you on there? Let's get that covered up a little more. So I guess you're gonna drip where I want you to drip. Ugh. Here we go. Sorry, I got too many things in the way. I cannot work in chaos. I cannot work under these conditions. Okay, let me do that. We'll trim that in a sec, right after we get this one on. Well, we hardly made a dent in these scraps, unfortunately. What do I want this to drip on? I don't know. It's probably my least important question right now. Here we go. The least of my concerns. I'm hoping I'm in frame. I'm trying to be. Okay, let's do that. And Whoops, it's not on there straight. I have to fix that in a hurry because this stuff grabs so quickly that you don't usually get to make adjustments. Got lucky. I don't think I would sew around these, although it would look nice, but this paper is so thick that I think it would hurt my machine. But if it was a little bit thinner, I would definitely give it some more consideration. I'm just kind of at this point in my crafting journey where I'm just really want to get more stuff out of my stash and used up and not keep acquiring per se. Get in there. There we go. Also, that may be my last bottle of art glitter glue. I don't know, and it's winter, so I'm gonna be in trouble if that's the case, because they don't, if you live in a cold climate, they don't ship to you in the winter because it messes up the consistency of the glue. But it could be my big opportunity to try the Barely Art glue, which I hear is similar but doesn't have that issue. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera here. I've got these, got their back, so I'm gonna go trim really fast. Okay, I got those cut down, so let's do a quick review of what we did. So we have these two narrower tags that we did first out of the greeting card. Then we've gone around and I've inked everything. Then I cut the big recipe cards in half. I went ahead and trimmed this one into a tag first, and I didn't. I think it's just too big for a tag, too wide. So I only did one of those as a tag. So I have an extra wide tag there because they measure about 3.5 by 5, I think is what I came up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 by 3.5. So they make a better journal card size. But look how, you know, I did it this way. I glued it on this way, but now I can turn it any way I want to be a journal card. And same as this, because we'd put this on sideways, but then when I make it into a tag or a journal card, I can stand it up this way and it still looks good. So I ended up with 3 journal cards and 3 tags, and we can decorate next time around because I have lots of little bits to use. And yeah, we'll just keep working and playing, doing fun stuff, and I may make a couple more off camera so that we have more to decorate in the next show. Okay, let's take a second to read. You know what? I cleaned all that up without even thinking. I don't want to clean that up. Let's put these back. Now it's not the same way it looked a second ago, but that'll be fine. Gives you something to look at. Okay, let's go ahead and read something fun for the day. Inspirational thought. Reading from Mary Engelbright here. It says, "We cannot tell the precise moment when friendship is formed, as in filling a vessel drop by drop, there is at last a drop which makes it run over. So, in a series of kindnesses, there is at last one which makes the heart run over." That is a quote by James Boswell. That's true. You know, friendship kind of gets built, doesn't it? It builds up, and as you interact with a person or get to know them a little bit better, and one thing acts on another, then finally you suddenly realize that you're friends. Or at least that's kind of how it works for me most of the time. There are those rare instances where I meet somebody and I immediately know I like them and I feel like there's a bond, but most of the time it has to build up. And I really think some of the best friends that you ever have in your life are the ones that you've known the longest, but particularly from childhood. I just think the childhood friends that you grow up with are just the best because they understood you then and they accepted you no matter what, and they've just known you the longest, and it's built on something a little bit different, I think, when you're a child than when you're an adult. All right, that is it for today. Hope you had fun. Hope you guys were crafting along with me, and remember to give me a thumbs up for liking the video and to share. And if you haven't subscribed, pretty please subscribe, because I was looking at my analytics and 2/3 of my views come from people who aren't subscribed. So think about that. if at least 90% of the people who watched my videos subscribed, that would really help the channel grow, and it would also allow me to get more content out to you. So that's seriously something to think about. I personally watch a channel for a while before I decide if I'm going to subscribe to them. But obviously you all have decided you want to watch me, so please hit the subscribe button, and then YouTube will tell you every time I upload. Okay, until next time, be inspired and do something creative today, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye now.